So one of the questions that I get asked about the most, probably, is food and what I eat. So I was going to do just what do I eat in a day, but then thought actually it's probably more helpful to give more of over a couple of different days. Yeah, it changes quite a lot basically depending on the intensity of sessions, the length of sessions, bike versus run, etc. So yeah, I thought I'd talk through like a couple of sort of typical days on camp and what I'd eat to give, a bit more context other than just here's one day of food. So I was going to talk through one day that would be maybe like a typical Tuesday/Thursday. So that would be hard swim in the morning, hard run, and a sort of easy ride on like a sort of Tuesday/Thursday. And then Wednesday is much more of like a longer aerobic day. So like long aerobic swim in the morning and a long ride with some intervals in the afternoon. So for a typical sort of Tuesday, when I've got a harder swim in the morning, especially when I'm on camp and I'm doing a bit more volume, I try and eat before swimming. So I'll get up, have a cup of tea and something like a banana or a bit of toast or something, just so I've eaten something. Then during the hard swim, I won't have anything, like maybe some water if the pool's a bit warm, but generally not very much during swimming. Post-swim, back for sort of proper breakfast, so like a bowl of porridge with some berries, a bit of honey, and depending on the day, but out here quite often a croissant as well. I think when you're training as much as we are, it's good to just keep on top of the food. Then quite often it'll be like a little bit of chill, then get out on the bike. Bike's just like a couple of hours steady. So on the bike, won't have anything because that's usually within like an hour of having breakfast. So just sort of out on the bike, just some like water with maybe a bit of like hydration tabs in the drink. Then back for some lunch. And yeah, lunch is kind of varied out here. It could be like a bit of tortilla with salad and a bit of bread. Could be a sandwich, could be eggy bread if we've got stale bread to use up. So yeah, a bit of a mix, but like good amount of sort of like carbs, protein, a little bit of green, depending on what we got in. Generally spend the afternoon kind of chilling, sometime around sort of like 4, 5-ish. And then yeah, because it's a like hard, it's not like super hard run at the moment, but it's like hard-ish. So yeah, usually try and have some kind of snack pre-run. Could just be yogurt, it could just be a bit more bread, some kind of snack, just some well-fueled for the run. And then yeah, post-run, back for some dinner. And again, so on camp, usually because there's been a few of us, it's probably slightly different to what we'd eat at home because we're just like cooking more on volume. So it could be anything from like fajitas to some kind of sort of stew with mash. What else have we done? Like some gnocchi. Yeah, basically like good amount of food. Again, good balance of like carbs, protein, etc. Yeah, and then probably a little bit of chocolate post that pre-bed. So yeah, that's like a typical sort of Tuesday. And then for like a Wednesday with longer sessions. So yeah, again, like pre-Wednesday swim sort of just basically depends on if I'm hungry or not. If I'm hungry, I'll again eat a bit of banana or a bit of toast or something. If I'm not, I won't. That's then longer swims, so usually somewhere between 5 and 6k swim, mainly aerobic. So yeah, again, post that, I'll be back for breakfast. That'll be very similar, like porridge, probably some kind of croissant. Mainly because we have to stop in the bakery to get bread for lunch. So, you know, when you're there and the croissants are there, it's hard to say no. Usually heading out on the ride, depends on the timing of the ride and just what else we eat. So typically here we've been heading out a bit earlier, so I've not eaten lunch before going. Obviously would have had like quite a big breakfast, and then if we're going within like an hour or so of breakfast, because I have intensity in those rides, I've been having like carb drink in my bottles. So at the beginning of camp, because it wasn't loads of intensity, I was just doing like a couple of C30s that I was adding together in one bottle. But now the intensity has increased a bit, so we're doing more like threshold reps rather than tempo. So now I'm on like C90 in one bottle, just normal water in another, and we'll be stopping usually for like a cafe stop to have lunch for like 3 hours in. So then cafe stop for lunch will be some kind of like sandwich, maybe a cake as well, coffee. And then, yeah, back from the ride. I haven't had anything else on a Wednesdays. Sometimes I'll double swim, but yeah, generally sort of getting back. Might have some yogurt and a bit of a snack, but basically depends on what the cafe stop's been like. And then, yeah, similar kind of dinner of, you know, some kind of meat, carb, veg concoction, depending on who's cooking. Generally speaking, it's just make sure the sessions are well fueled. Like if I've got some kind of intensity or it's really long, I'll make sure there's carb drink that I'm drinking on the way. If not, don't tend to be having sort of carbs throughout a session. And yeah, a few little treats here and there. But I think, yeah, when you're sort of training as much as we are, it's kind of more about making sure you're getting enough calories in than being too worried about how good a quality all of those calories are.